non-socialist choir. That's the other thing that we all have in common. These are my words for the songs. This is so I don't forget what to tell you. That was Noble Diggers, and it's a 17th century style song with 17th century style harmonies, arranged by Kate Howard and our lovely Jane. The words are attributed to Gerard Winstanley, who established the Diggers movement. I won't say too much about that, you'll hear a lot later, but there were several Diggers communities established across England, including the famous one here in Wellingborough. Winstanley argued all land belongs to the community rather than separate individuals, and that one branch of mankind should not rule over another, and you can't really argue with that. Our next song is Bread and Roses. The words are from a poem written by James Oppenheim and published in 1911, which he attributed to the women in the West. The music was written later by Caroline Colesdown. The song is now associated with the 1912 textile workers' strike in Massachusetts, Lawrence, Massachusetts. The state introduced a new law reducing the maximum number of working hours per week for women and children from 56 to 54. So you can imagine what the mill owners did. They reduced their wages accordingly. Now this 2-hour reduction in salary meant the difference between having enough food to feed your family and the children and not having enough and starving. So there was a strike organised. It was actually a revolutionary strike in so many respects. It united many communities, eventually spread across a lot of America. It united people who'd spoke different languages. There were about 35 different languages, I think, all the strike communications were published in. And it was a strike led mainly by women, organised by the IWW, you know as Wobblies, but led mainly by women. And it was the first moving picket line in America, first recorded moving picket line in America, which the women had to do to avoid being arrested. The people lived in appalling conditions, they worked in dangerous conditions, their housing was dangerous, and it was the first time that all these different communities had come together and stood together. They achieved most of what they wanted. They achieved a pay increase back to the rate that it was before, time and a quarter for overtime, and no retribution against strikers. Unfortunately, by about a year later, a lot of the gains had been lost, but this was the first real demonstration of people coming together and showing what they could do as a joint union. So this is Bread and Roses, and I'm sorry, that was my 5-minute version. I could have given you the half an hour. I feel very passionate about it, so thank you.